Mending fractured bonds. The morning sunlight streamed through the windows of Arclight Academy's homeroom, casting warm golden hues on the rows of desks. Brent's head rested lazily on his palm, his hazel eyes glazed over as the chatter of his classmates ebbed and flowed around him. He barely registered the teacher's entrance until her sharp voice brought the room to order. "Class, settle down. We have a new student joining us today," the teacher announced, her voice cutting through the din. "Eric Kessler. Please come in and introduce yourself." Brent's head jerked up at the name, his heart skipping a beat. The classroom door swung open, and there he was. Eric. 2 years had passed, but the face was unmistakable. The same piercing blue eyes, the confident posture, though now, there was an edge to him that hadn't been there before. Eric stepped forward, his gaze sweeping across the room before settling on Brent. For a fleeting moment, their eyes met, and Brent felt a chill. It was as if the air had been sucked out of the room. Eric's expression hardened, his lips pressing into a thin line. "Hi, I'm Eric Kessler," he said evenly, his voice carrying a weight that silenced the class. "I've just returned after 2 years overseas. I hope we can all get along." The teacher gestured to the empty seat beside Brent. "Why don't you take that seat, Eric? Brent will help you get settled." Eric's eyes narrowed ever so slightly as he moved toward the seat. Brent's heart raced as Eric approached. The closer he got, the more Brent could feel an invisible barrier of cold disdain radiating from him. The rest of the day passed in a haze for Brent. He couldn't focus on lessons, not with Eric so close yet so distant. The tension between them was palpable, almost tangible. Days turned into weeks, and the dynamic remained unchanged. Brent tried in small ways to mend whatever was broken. He'd offer Eric notes, bring him snacks, and even went so far as to cover for him in class when the teacher called on him unexpectedly. But nothing worked. Each gesture was met with icy rejection. One day, Brent left a neatly wrapped protein bar on Eric's desk before class started. He watched nervously from his seat as Eric arrived. Eric's eyes lingered on the bar for a moment before he picked it up and walked straight to the trash can. The sound of it hitting the bottom was deafening in the silent room. "What was that about?" one of their classmates whispered. Another shrugged. "Looks like Brent's trying too hard again." Brent felt his face burn with embarrassment. But before he could process the shame, Eric was standing in front of him, towering over his desk. "What is your problem?" Eric's voice was low, but the venom in his tone was unmistakable. Brent blinked up at him, startled. I just thought." "Thought what? That you could make up for everything with a protein bar?" Eric's words were sharp, cutting through Brent's attempt to explain. "Listen to me, Brent. I don't need your charity. I don't need your fake kindness. Just stay away from me." The room was dead silent now, all eyes on the two of them. Brent's chest tightened, and he struggled to find the words. "I am sorry, I just wanted to." Brent's words were cut off by Eric. "Stop," he said, his voice raised. Eric's eyes flashed with anger, and for a moment, Brent thought he might actually yell. Instead, Eric leaned in close, his voice a cold whisper. "Don't pretend you are a good guy. You hurt me, Brent. 2 years ago. Don't act like you've forgotten." Brent's heart sank. 2 years ago. The weight of those words hit him like a tidal wave. Memories he had buried deep began to claw their way to the surface. Before he could respond, Eric straightened up and walked away, leaving Brent frozen in his seat, the entire class watching in stunned silence. He remembered what had happened that night and felt that Eric did have every right to hate him. He wanted to respect Eric's wishes to stay away, but he couldn't. He had to find a way to mend their friendship. But how could he? The question hung heavy in Brent's mind, unanswered, as the bell rang and the class dispersed. And in the midst of the chaos, one thing became clear: Brent needed to find a way to talk to Eric.